win. In general, all the wins are really, it's tough, but to go out there and get one, especially on homecoming. And thought we did a really nice job controlling the game throughout. A couple blunders there in the first half, and we went for it on fourth down and got stopped in an open drive. We had a fumble there in the red zone and then a blocked field goal. We got to clean those things up. God, it feels really good to get that homecoming win. Very proud of our football team. If you look at us a week ago, we almost took the loss real similar to the way we won the game today. I think our possession time was, 37 minutes. We had 37 minutes of possession time, rushing the football, controlling the ground game, and then stellar defensive play. It's just a good feeling this evening on homecoming. Old Domain, I thought, was a really good football team. They've got some quality wins, and Coach does a great job over there, and their guys play hard, and we were just fortunate to come out on top. But we had a really strong week, and I'm not going to say a really strong week physically. We did have a physical week, but our mentality is the one thing that I think won the ball game. Because when you have a fourth down stop, the way we got handled on our first possession and then a fumble in the red zone, sometimes that can get to you, and a lot of times it has gotten to us, but not today. And we kept our heads straight forward and pulled for one another, and it was a very, very nice win. Jeremy's here. Slipped in right there. He's out there celebrating homecoming. Of course. Questions?
Well, Coach, what was the difference in the second half? It was tied 14-14. What was the approach in the second half? Did you say something in the locker room? Did you change just some schemes? No. What was the difference?
We, like I said, you had the fourth down stop. We had the turnover. And really I felt really calming coming into halftime. And that's what we told our team. I told our team, everything is fine. We've had our ups and downs, but God, we've just stayed steadfast in our mentality. And we found a little formation that we liked there in the second half, running the football, and just dictated the tempo. Typically we go pretty fast, but we started slowing it down. A little look back over to the sideline, and it handled them defensively there for a while and took the ball out of their hand.
Go ahead. I asked about the sacks on the media call before the App State game, and now this was a game, the other side of things where you had 5 in one game. And it felt like even before you got the sacks, it seemed like even early the pressure was still impacting them. You just feel like the whole game, you got what you're looking for from your front?
Well, yeah, we did certainly get, a lot of times sacks are dictated off, how quickly they throw the ball. I don't care who you got there. Lawrence Taylor or Dexter Manley on both sides. If you're catch and throw and it's an RPO game, that's just hard. They were a down the field throw team, and he held it. And they were able to get some pressure, nice stunts up front. I think all those guys got in the mix up front, sack-wise. I don't know exactly how many we have. 6. So that's a pretty good day rushing.
So with Tucker Gregg breaking the all-time rushing yard record today, can you just tell me what he means to this team and this program?
Yeah, what a really nice story. And I won't say story. God, this is a young man that. He didn't have any offers coming out of high school. He worked hard. He was an extremely dedicated, committed player to his high school program, and he recruited us and came here. And it was very, very evident that what he brought here was stability, a leadership mentality, a work effort that you don't see a lot of in this day and age. And he's just a tremendous young man. I'm very, very proud of him, setting the record. I think back to when we got here, that piece of paper could stop us running the football. But our offensive line, it does a great job delivering. And we have backs like Tucker, Jam, Marcus Carroll, and we've got other good backs right there in the wing. It's just nice to see them go out. But for that young man to have the record, that says it's just really incredible.
Jordan Jones go out with a leg injury. And I'm not going to ask you a doctor question there, but you get Justin Abraham to come in and talk about the day that he had.
Let me tell you, Jordan Jones showed up here. He was very nice and healthy, and went up a few flights of stairs, and next thing I know, he's out. And I'm like, oh no. and Abraham steps in there and you have to play. And you know, it's the game of football. The game of football, it happens, and you have to prepare mentally and physically to be able to go out there and play. He stepped in there, he had a nice interception there at the end, and some nice tackles. He needs to go down on that interception. You know, as soon as he gets it, he kind of felt like he's going to score, but that was a far cry. But just proud of him. You know, we had other guys out there. You know, we were missing Creel out there and Robert Lewis, a wide receiver, and other guys stepping up. You know, it's just the name of the game. If you don't prepare like you're going to play each and every week, then you'll never be ready to play. And I think they prepared this. I know Justin prepared. I watched him.
You said you wanted to see physically who wanted to play. Did you get some answers today?
Well, like I said, offensively, handling the possession time by running the football. You know, there weren't just huge bursts of runs, but there were tough runs, 4 or 5 yards, 5 yards, and then we get a few longer ones. Yeah, I mean, we certainly answered that question. We lined up an inside run this week, and, you know, I ran the exact same play App State ran at us. And I probably ran it 30 times at our defense, over and over again. And that just kind of built the physical nature of this game going forward, and maybe we're going to have to do that every week. We just have to find a new run play to run out. But it helps on both sides. The competition helps.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You had 2 17-play drives.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
That's good. I didn't know that.
That's not bad.
Didn't know that. I think the last time I had one longer than that was at Tennessee. And we went 19 plays and 99 yards back in 2010, I believe it was, with me in South Carolina. So those are drives right there. 17 plays this day and age, you don't see it much.
What about Darren's efficiency? More than he had close to 200 yards passing, more than 100 yards rushing, no turnovers. What about his effort at the quarterback position for you?
Darren did a really nice job, and you know, I think what we did, we managed the game, not so much for him, but for us offensively. We took some shots when we knew we had some shots, and I thought we had some easy passing concepts for him to deliver the football, and then running the football, we found a few runs that were really nice for him, and he took advantage of them. He did a really good job tonight.
Kind of like a mini version of what you talked about, not letting mistakes phase you. Talik has that fumble, and then 3 plays later has the punt that he takes all the way down to the 9. It felt like didn't even let it phase him. It felt like what the story of the game was.
Yeah, I mean, and what had nothing to do with me, but I told him that. I said, man, things are going to happen in football and in your life, and if you let it affect you, like some of these things have affected us in the past, then what are we going to do? And he fumbled that football, and I told him, I said, sometimes I overreact. I'm an emotional guy, and you know, he fumbled, and I was just like, let's get back to him. You know, whatever we do, we're going to take it, and we're going to continue to do a good job. Great job for him from a mentality standpoint to fill that thing and deliver back.
How do you feel about your guys' performance in the trenches on both sides of the ball today?
I mean, 6 sacks and 37 possession time, 200 some yards rushing. We got an all-time career leading rushing back. Lots of backs played. I mean, you got 4 or 5 backs in there. Grainger, I think everybody, D-line, I mean, secondary. They all played pretty well.
I'm sorry, Coach, cut you off. No time. No, discipline's been, you struggled with that at times. Only 4 penalties for 30 yards. How big was that for the team as well, just being disciplined and not having so many penalties?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, sometimes the emotion of the game hurts you in your play, and then also hurts you in your penalties. And I thought our mental approach was awesome. I mean, sometimes you can be too high and too over it. You know what I mean? Anxious and energetic out there, and you got pushes and you push them back, and there's a 15-yard penalty. And but we were right tonight for today.
Your defensive linemen seem to enjoy getting after the quarterback a little bit.
As a former defensive lineman, there is nothing better than knowing you got somebody on the ropes and you can just get ready to rush the passer. That is gets me right now, man. I mean, you tell me it's 3rd and 8 and I get to go lay it back and push them tackles back and, you know, twist games and create havoc. I'm all for havoc.
Was it nice to see situationally, you were able to keep the drive going there, get the field goal, and then they gave up the big play but didn't give up a touchdown there. But situationally, it seemed like they handled the end of the game where it never really got down at the end.
That's right. I mean, like I said, the mentality aspect of it. You had that big throw right there, should have had him down, didn't have him down, and just go back and play. Just go back and play. I think we as coaches have got to do a really good job of continuously talking about playing the next play, not the last, and being steadfast in our mentality.
And you did a good job shutting, they had the guy with all the catches and the guys had so much yardage running the ball the last 2 weeks. And they weren't really much of a factor. What did you guys do to kind of negate them a little bit?
We had a really good week of practice. We became a better physical football team in a short week. Understand that we had to play more physical, and I think we pressured. We brought some pressure on, and that was probably the difference. I like the pressure that we brought tonight, and kind of held them in check in the secondary. It was nice to see.
Last week I asked you, after that game, how long you kind of hang on to that one and how long do you look at the film before you move on? You said not very long at all. How long do you hang on to this one today?
Well, I'm going to have a nice Saturday night, of course. These wins are, I'm not the coach that says, I got to go watch film tomorrow, right now. And I'm going to go, I'm going to watch college football, I'm going to enjoy it this evening. We're going to get back in here and work, and our team's probably going to do the same thing. I hope they do it the right way. I'm sure they will. And then we're going to get right back at it Monday. But I want them to go enjoy this. I think, there's so many coaches out there, and we got to get right back and do it. And can't take the foot off the gas. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I got a life, and I got a wife and kids. Got to go enjoy them.